Now, clearly, it was recognized that these covenants, and up till this point, did not necessarily cover the interests of women. It was the 1957 one as well, which was on slavery, didn't cover women, and so on. So the fact that there had to be, in 1979, a convention on the elimination of all forms of discrimination against women, CEDAW, the fact that a women's convention had to exist shows clearly that all of these other conventions did not include women, were not intended to include women, and so on. And though we in the WHRC consider CEDAW to be very important and promoted, there are problems with this convention as well. For instance, if we look at Article 1, it says, for the purposes of the present convention, the term discrimination against women shall mean any distinction, exclusion, or restriction made on the basis of sex. Good. But it talks about a basis of equality of women and men. And the concept of equality is, unfortunately, one which is really not in the interests of women and cannot represent the interests of women. As many feminist scholars have pointed out, the idea of equality is extremely problematic because, as Catherine McKinnon explains, the whole way that the world of male domination is organized, whether we're talking about work or sport or whatever we're talking about, was constructed by men in their interests and in their image. So there's no level playing field that women can possibly achieve because of the way that everything is set out. Catherine McKinnon talks about there having been an affirmative action program for men, which has constructed the world in a way which gives them huge advantages and makes it because it's created around men's bodies, around their interests, and so on, impossible for women to have any equality in. If we just think about, for instance, parliaments to begin with, they regularly operate outside ordinary working hours, so women with children can't easily take part. They do have toilets now. When the House of Commons first admitted women MPs, they didn't have toilets for women. Debates in the parliaments are based upon the debating societies in elite boys' schools. The men insult each other, they use aggressive tactics. None of these things suit the way that women are trained throughout their lives to behave. And they may, for many reasons, not be effective. So parliaments are constructed in the image of men, and women are supposed to somehow fit themselves in. If women don't fit themselves into these male constructed institutions and norms, then women are blamed, and women are said to be not sufficiently wanting to be involved, not really wanting to be in Parliament. Let's think about the world of work. That's organised around men who have women at home to organise their homes, the childcare, the food, the housework. Carol Pateman talks about the individual, and obviously the individual means a man, worker, having the wife at home who packs his lunch pail. That's how it was all conceptualized. And so when women work, they don't have wives. And so they have to do two jobs and work out how to organize childcare around that system. And it's simply not possible for women to slot themselves in because they have to look after children, sick family members, and so on.